Hello, Internet cats. I know cats are better programmers than dogs, so this video is for cats only. Kabe has taken the gaming chair because she's the expert programmer here, and I'm stuck in this kind of garbage chair. I put a blanket in it, hoping that she would come lay in it, but that one's more spacious, so yep, she deserves that one. So, also, I'm wearing a green shirt. So last Sunday, I started trying to get this building with Emscripten, which is used to build a C program or a C++ program to a web app. So let's see. Oh, I guess I didn't bookmark the docs. Oh well. I got it building, but I was running into some different things. I don't exactly remember what, but, well, for one, I can't run it locally. I saw this in the documentation, but it's just not going to be happy with the file : / stuff. I did try to run it off a web server, and I can get the C text to show up, but then I'm getting these errors about MIME type, and it looked like that would be something to configure on the server itself. However, what we see here is just like my basic web host where I don't have sudo access. So I can't really install things or change those configuration settings. I do have a droplet where I could do that as well. Or thinking maybe I should set up a maybe just Node on this computer so I can run a web server, and maybe it'll run that way, but oh, I do have the docs listed over here. So, I was reading this page on Emscripten. It's such a hard title to say. And then, I know Lazy Foo had something. Maybe that was Android. Okay, I think that Lazy Foo had an Android one, and I installed Android Studio, but I just don't like messing around with setting that all up, so maybe another time. So that's there. I mean, it'd be really cool if I could get this working for both Android and the web, and also, you know, Playdate and SDL. I did also make some updates to the SDL code, so I haven't done the same thing for the Playdate side, but we'll open this up and take a look. I created game states, so that was a little bit different for me because normally I make game states using like classes and inheritance. So what I did instead is we have like an init function, and then all of the basic, like, these things always happen for every game state. So then in that initialization function, let me go to the actual game state. Here's program data. I can clean this up. But the init function just sets up all of the state void pointers. So I haven't really worked with void pointers before. But here's that. So it works. You call the game state setup, and it moves that on. So that should be under, not that part, omelet base. So yeah, here's the teardown being called, handle input, and all of that. And then the kind of messy game state code at the moment. Right now I just have the states mapped to a number. Normally I'd make that like I guess I could make it an enum. But right now I'm just trying to get everything working. And then it's -1 if there's no state change. Within the state itself, it will set that variable in the system if it's ready to go to a different state. And then once it changes states, it runs setup, it, runs teardown beforehand, and then it continues on. So update calls the system update, which, splits out into the SDL and the Playdate side of things. I don't think I'll need a separate thing for Emscripten, and we'll see about Android, but I don't know about that yet. And then update, and then that calls whatever function is in here. So there's like setup where it's loading all the assets, tear down where it frees those assets, game state update, draw. So basically it has a little main menu. I don't know if I did this last week, but I also added hardware rendering support instead of just software. So now everything is, I guess, textures in STL. So surfaces were like your software rendering. And so now I can like resize the screen on here. There's some basic controls. This I got working. You can't hear it, but I have it muted because I haven't muted, but this works. It just, because the volume is between 0 and 128, and I tried to set the increment amount to 128 divided by 10, and it's not exactly even. Does that matter? I don't know. I might change that to a graphic so it's less annoying. And then play and quit. So then play just goes back to the pick and stick screen. And yeah, I don't have anything currently to go back to the main menu. Since the playdate only has the 2 main action buttons. I have 2 buttons mapped for SDL, but then the playdate also has like a little side menu that opens up the system menu, and I usually put a game state, like go to the game selection option in that side menu. So I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do something like that, but like SDL only, like when you hit escape, maybe it brings up a little side menu and says, do you want to go back to the main menu, or I don't know, something like that. But at the moment, I can't leave the game state to go back. So that's what we have. Now, as far as what are we doing today? Well, I'm a little bit stressed. And just because it's the end of the semester, I did a bunch of grading. I still have more grading to do. I have emails. I have some meetings later. And I also have the IVF trial transfer, saline sonohistogram, injection review, signing of consent forms, and all of that. So that is my day today. I do have time to program. I'm just a little bit scatterbrained at the moment because I'm like, what should I work on? Do I have the focus with all these other things flying around in my head? So I don't know. Do I have the energy to do more in Emscripten troubleshooting? Or should I just add on to the game states and make them look a little bit better? Or should I do the playdate side of things? I do not know. But what I'll probably do is just keep this video short and work on whatever, and then cover whatever next week, because I usually do some work on the weekends, and then I usually do work on Thursday for the game development. But this is just what I have at the moment, and I'll do another update later. Okay, thanks for watching. Time for a nap.